If you've tried budgeting in the past but found you weren't really getting anywhere, yeah, you were making ends meet, but you weren't moving forward financially, then what I'm going to share with you today is a very key principle that when you get it and you apply it, it changes everything. And it shifts things from where you're budgeting, trying to make ends meet, which is, what everybody tells you to do, tighten your belt, save your pennies, and you actually shift out of that and you shift into having a plan and a money system to help you achieve it. So let's talk about it. Now, this principle I actually developed in my own journey, where I went from being a broke single mum after going through a divorce, having to rebuild my business. And at first I was just budgeting because, it was all about that making every dollar stretch thing, where I just needed to make sure the bills were being paid and I was putting food on the table. But then I moved forward in life and started actually making some really good money again in my business. But I realized that I still wasn't really moving forward financially. It kind of just felt like I was stuck in the same old place. And even though I had a budget, I still wasn't achieving my financial goals and I didn't feel like I was growing my wealth. So that's when I recognized that just having a goal of having savings and spare money was actually what was keeping me stuck. So everybody tells us to have savings, right? Accumulate savings, grow your savings account, be a good saver. And we do that and we sit there and we go, okay, I want to save money. I want to save money. I want to save money. But what you might have noticed if you've done that in the past, or if you're doing it right now, is it seems like it's never quite enough. And you don't necessarily feel like you're really moving forward financially in terms of, achieving your bigger financial goals. And there's a very simple principle that when you apply it, it's going to shift all of that for you. And this is one of the principles of magnetic money. And it is the principle that every dollar needs a job to do. And it needs to be a clearly defined job. So just aiming to have savings is really, really vague. It's like you employ somebody and you say, I just want you to help me in my business. Okay, can you please be more specific, is what they're going to say, right? So when you employ your dollars and you tell them, I just want you to be my savings, I want you to be there to make me feel safe and secure, that's really, really vague. And that money can't really work as effectively for you as it could if you told it exactly what to do. So every dollar needs a job to do. And what tends to happen is that when we have surplus income, we tend to kind of squander it on things that aren't maybe in alignment with our number one financial priority. We'll save some, we'll spend some, we might invest some, and it's kind of, it just gets diluted and goes everywhere. But when you apply the principle that every dollar needs a job to do, you have that plan in advance. And when the money comes in, you know exactly what to do with it. So some of your money will have the job of paying your bills, and some of your money will have the job of keeping your business running, and some of your money will have the job of paying your tax bill, and then some of your money will have the job to just show you a good time. It'll be dedicated, allocated, specific fun money. And the really cool thing about that is that when you spend that money, you know that everything else is taken care of and you can just enjoy spending that money guilt-free. Now, when it comes to things like savings, because that's such an arbitrary term, that money kind of just sits around twiddling its thumbs saying, well, can you tell me exactly how you'd like me to help you in your business? Because I've tidied your desk and I've sharpened your pencils, but I'm sure that there's something better I can be doing for you, something much more productive. So even if savings is your current goal, then you need to know what the savings are for and how much you're actually aiming to have, so that when that money comes in, you've got a really specific goal in mind and you say, okay, everything that's beyond what I need to cover the basics and to cover my fun money, it goes towards my savings buffer. So I have 3 months, 6 months, whatever worth of living expenses in cash in the bank. When that goal has been achieved, then you can aim for something else. And it won't just be arbitrary savings. It'll be something else, like maybe, investing some money or buying a property. But each goal needs to be specific so that when the money comes in, you can allocate it to a specific purpose in a specific way. And that is why every dollar needs a job to do is one of the key principles of magnetic money. So if right now you have some arbitrary goals and jobs for your money, I invite you to sit down and get much clearer and say, okay, what jobs are there for my money to do? How will that money best serve me to do that job? What does it need? Do I need a bank account? Do I need to set up some transfers? What infrastructure do I need to have in place? And then how do I make sure the money goes to the right places, to its workstations, to most effectively do that job? And is that job clearly defined? So every dollar needs a job to do that's clearly defined and a place to do it. If you bear this one simple principle in mind, your life is going to shift from having a budget and wanting to save some money to having some really clearly defined, exciting goals that are moving you forward financially, that are helping you create financial stability and security for yourself. And you can check out these videos next if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how to manage your money more wisely, so it can really go to work for you. And if you'd like to do it with me and actually get started, then I invite you to join me for the free Organize and Tidy Your Banking workshop, where we start really laying that foundation stone so that your money has a neat, tidy place to do its work for you. You'll find the link for instant access below this episode. I'd love to see you there and help you start transforming your relationship with money, both inside and out, so you can experience the abundance that is already there and waiting for you. I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day.